Alrighty then.
Welcome to Outdoor Fun.
Alrighty then. Here's a family of turkeys. Just having a little casual stroll across the road. Haha. They're kind of cute, eh? Yeah, let's see where they go. There they go. See ya. Alrighty then. It's Tuesday afternoon at the cottage. I just went over to the property and grabbed my little trailer thing my little hitch trailer. That thing is so handy, man. That did such a great job hauling the wood out of the property. Anyway, I grabbed my compressor as well. My son was using it to do some hardwood flooring. It's that time of year, and I'm gonna have to blow out the lines, I guess. Um, and it'll be pretty obvious why. Let me show you something. Stay tuned. Yeah, check that out. All that work to try to bring water to the little hole, and they just drained the lake for the last 5 days straight. Just nothing. And there's a bunch of rain coming, but even with a foot of rain, or well, not a foot, but even with whatever rain they're gonna have, I mean, I'd need 2 feet of water. Anyway, and it's going to start to get it's already been freezing, so the last 2 nights it was cold enough to freeze, so I had to put on it was great using the Wi-Fi, turning on the little light bulb in the pump house and putting the heater on in the cottage. What a difference. Anyway, I'm going to I'll take you out there, a little closer look. Stay tuned. Oh man, so frustrating. Oh, anyway, it's that time of year, it's going to start to get pretty cold here in the next few weeks anyway, but I always like to try to, get as much time with water going into the cottage as possible, even if it's just for flushing toilets. Doesn't matter. I have three big containers of water that I bring in. Anyway, check it out. Well, I guess I could probably flush the toilet twice. There's a little bit of water there. Anyway, this is like historic water. Historic low. Like, I think before I said, yeah, it was low. Look at even the deer coming through here. Look at that, deer tracks. That's hilarious. They're probably wondering what the heck's going on. Yeah, so when I talked about the historic water earlier on, that was like for that time of year. But this is actually the lowest this lake, I think, has ever been. It's just crazy, in modern time at least. Oh man, that is crazy. Absolutely nuts. Oh well, anyway, I guess might as well get started on the winterizing. I guess I'll take this out first, take the big hose out. Stay tuned. Alrighty then, I guess I can take you through the steps. There's really not much to it. Basically I use a little ratchet, and first thing I got to do is take care of my main hose here. So I'll disconnect that. Yeah, I just disconnect it right here, and then I'll basically pull the line out, and then I'll get rid of the blocks that are out there, and then I'll pull all of this line in all the way to the edge of the property, and then I'll put the intake up in the air, and I'll let all the water drain down. But I do have the tanks pressurized right now, so I do need to take care of that first. That's the very first thing I need to do. That won't be too hard. I'll just turn this on, power it, and then I'll just release the hose here. That'll release all the water that's in it, and it'll try to prime, but it won't be able to. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. There's a tiny bit of water down there, so actually I'm going to go down there first, just lift that out, and lift that inlet out so it doesn't start pumping a bunch of friggin' sand and mud into my into here. So let me just do that. Need my boots. Don't want to get my shoes all muddy. It's pretty yucky out there. Actually, I guess I could have just released the hose with it under pressure, without it powered on. It would have just drained. But this way, it should pump out a little bit faster. Maybe, I don't know. It's just empty, and any of the water that's in the line is just getting emptied. It's actually gonna just stop here in a second. Actually, that's back feeding. That's gravity. All the water that was in the house and in the line. Yeah. Perfect. So that's the first step. So basically, no prime. Water's going to start to slowly drain. I do have a hot water that I'm on the low end. I'm going to go drain that right now. Stay tuned. Yeah, behind that little trap door. That'll start to drain a little bit, and then what I need to do is disconnect the main hose. Let's go do that. Let me give it a little heat persuasion. Easy peasy. I always take these clamps off and just store them somewhere for the winter. Usually put them right in my pump house in a little bucket. Anyway, so now I can basically I'll pull the hose out a little bit. I'll bring in these blocks, and then I'll be able to run it all the way to the back. Anyway, it's probably easier if I show you. It's not that hard. It's just something I do every year. yeah, now all I have to do is just pull this all the way out to the front, and then I'll give it a good spot to then I'll lean it back up here, start draining it. So let's just pull this through, see what it's like. Just got caught up a little bit on one of the clamps. Anyway, let's get a different view. I always hate to disconnect the water at the end of the year, but oh well, that's the way it goes. I'll still be coming out here all winter. I just have to bring my own water and enough to flush and everything else. Got caught up on something. All right, that should be enough so I can just pull it back and stick it up in the tree. Give it some height. Oh yeah. Perfect. Yeah, now I just have to go all along here and just kind of help push the water out. So I could probably hook my pump up to it somehow, but my compressor, but this is just the way I've always done it. So the water just slowly going down at the end. So maybe what I'll do is I'll take the camera over there and then you'll see how the water comes out. Yeah, so hopefully if you've never done this before, you know, this video will help you. It's not rocket science, but you do have to do the steps in the right order because you can kind of screw up a little bit. I've done it before. I'll probably do it again. Yeah, so where's the end? Oh, it's down there. Whoa, bad angle there. Yeah, so I mean, I'm assuming as I come down here, you'll see water coming out at the end of this. There we go. I'll do one more turn. See if any more water comes out. I'd say I did a pretty good job getting that out. Anyway, stay tuned. I'll show you the next step. Alrighty then, the next step is I need to drain the hot water tank. The hot water tank is under this, so what I need to do is pull a bunch of this stuff off, and this little, it's like a cover. Anyway, let me just pull that apart and I'll show you. Stay tuned. Moving that out is the hardest part of winterization. Anyway, you can see now I have access to the hot water tank and I can connect the drain plug. So let me do that. Stay tuned. Yeah, I just used an old cutout hose. This hose was actually here when we first moved to the cottage, and I just cut it in half, and I'll put this outside. I'll put this on the drain. Then when I undo it, it'll just slowly go out. And then if I'm in a hurry, I can hook the compressor and just start pushing her through. Anyway, stay tuned. Connecting that hose is always a pain, but anyway, it's connected now. I can just open that up. Can you hear that? It's burping. Anyway, I'll show you this. Stay tuned. You can hear that, eh? Anyway, there's the hose. It's tricky to get in there. So this is just connected out here. Okay, right now it needs a little bit of help. So I'll get the compressor hooked up, and that'll make a big difference. Although actually, I did open this other valve up. I don't know if anything's coming out of this. It might be actually. This is a lower point, potentially. Let me check, because normally no, what I'm going to do is shut this one. Shut this one for now. And then I'll close it after. Or I'll open it after. When once the hot water tank is empty. All right, so I guess I got to get the compressor now and bring it around. I think I found all the pieces for it. So anyway, let me get that all set up, and I'll fire it up, and then we'll drain that hot water tank. Stay tuned. Alrighty then. Well, I found where the water's coming out. That's water from the system, but also the hot water tank. So what I need to do is just let that all bleed out. So in the meantime, I'll get my compressor all ready. Stay tuned. Alrighty then. Yeah, the compressor is set up. It's pretty straightforward, but I think I'll give you a closer up view of the pieces that I have. All right, stay tuned. Yeah, so I custom created a couple pieces, kind of with the help of my friend Ron, who used to be a neighbor and helped me with a lot of my early plumbing. But yeah, so basically created this, which is, it plugs into there, although it looks like Ben might have done something to it. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'll have to get the right end there. So anyway, it'll plug into here, and then I can just basically start and stop the pressure, let it build up. Then I use this like a laundry clamp hose or laundry hose, and connect one part here, then the other part into the drain. Then once the compressor's up and running, then all I do is I let it get pressure, and then I release this valve, and then it pumps air through, and then it'll slowly lose pressure, and then I'll close this valve, builds up pressure, release it, and I just do that over and over and over again until all the water is out every one of the faucets. Basically what I do is I go inside and I turn one on at a time. And I do that. So basically I got to get the hot water tank done first. I'm going to let that sit for a little bit. It's still draining out through the main. It's actually draining through here. I think I'll maybe go visit a neighbor, then come back. Stay tuned. Alrighty then, yeah, I found the little piece here. So Ben had put it onto an air inflator. So yeah, anyway, so that's all hooked up. I'm gonna go for a little visit, and then I'll be back to hook this up. Stay tuned. Alrighty then. So I went over, had a nice little visit with Bob, and that worked out good. And you're gonna meet Bob in the next video, and I think it's gonna be a good one. Anyway, I've got the pump all set up, and actually probably show you a better angle of it. Ooh, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. The sun is right in my eyes. So I've got the compressor all plugged in, and I've got my connection into the compressor. Then I've got my it's like a laundry hose, it basically connects the opposite ends together, which is perfect for what I need here. So what I'm gonna do is fire it up, and then I'm going to, the rest of the hot water tank will start to spit out. It's drawn down as much as it could do gravity wise. So now it just needs a little bit extra help. So I'll let that build pressure up, and then I'll release it into the system. And actually, I'll take the camera with me, and maybe we'll see if there's any extra water coming out of the hot water. Stay tuned. Not much, so it did a pretty good job draining it already. So that's good. All right, let me go back, and what I'll do is I'll start going through each of the hoses inside. Stay tuned. All right, let's check this faucet here. There we go. Woo! That's what you get right there. Let me move that J-cloth. Yeah, move some of the a little bit of hot. There. I'll go through each of them real quick. They're at low pressure right now, and what I'll do is I'll build up the pressure even more. A little bit of sand in there. That's for me running in the mud puddle for a while. Oh good, we got a bit of hot water there. Okay, and let's do the shower. This always makes a mess of my shower, but that's okay. Oh yeah. I knew that was going to happen. Nothing a little elbow grease and a little bit of cleaning won't fix. Let's do the one out here, the side one. Yeah. And like I said, this is just at the low pressure. What I'll do is I'll build up the pressure, and then I'll do each of them individually, and that'll be good. Now this one here, let me just see. I don't want to get anything wet, but let's see if I can't reach in here. Where is it? Anyway, right here. That's gross. All right, got it on my hand. Anyway, I'll just reach in and do that because I might get wet. I don't want the phone to get wet. Stay tuned. Well, you can hear it, which is good. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do the rest first, and then I'll come back and do this one. Do this one after under high pressure. Stay tuned. So I think what I'll do then is I'll release the pressure here, and the water should shoot through the pump and out the other side over there. Yeah, so that's good. So that's just basically getting a bunch of the pressure out of this. I'm still gonna fill this with some antifreeze after, but that's a good start. I like that. Building up. So when I actually flushed the big one out, I lost pressure. So this was good. do this one more time. See what I can get out of it. Build that pressure up just a bit more. Shoot that through. Perfect. So that's good for this one. Yeah, okay, yeah. This is what it's normally like. So it's low pressure. I'll build the pressure up. And then I'm going to go inside one faucet at a time. I'll just show you what that looks like. So I build that pressure up. So now everything is pressurized. Because nothing's turned off except for the hot water exhaust or the well, actually I'm gonna go check that one, because I think what I'll do now is I'll this is the hot water drain from the actual tank, so it should just be yeah, it's just air now. So that thing's drained out really well, so that's the only place that I'm losing air right now. So as soon as I shut that valve off, I will pressurize everything intently, and then I'm going to do one faucet at a time. Stay tuned. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shut this one off. There. That's the drain for the hot water. So now that's off. So now the whole system should start to pressurize pretty aggressively. But what I'll do is I'll go outside and I'll make sure it's set to the full. You can actually hear the toilet. That's the toilet. So actually I gotta shut the toilet off here too. Stay tuned. Yeah, so I don't really need to get any more. What I'll do is I'll let the water out here. I'm gonna fill this with antifreeze. It's hard to get all of it out. I could put like a dish towel in there, but right now that's just air. So I'm just going to shut the air off. There. And this will be I'll do this one at the very, very end under extreme pressure as well. But I'll just do a quick check. You can see how much pressure there is. But I want to do each of the faucets with full pressure, and you'll see it. You're just going to catch this little bit of extra water that just didn't make it around a turn, but the extra pressure will get it, so we don't have anything freezing over the winter. Stay tuned. Oh yeah, that's pressurized really well. So I think basically what I'll do is, like, I can't get any more pressure. Just by closing this, maybe an extra 5 psi at the most. 10, I guess. 10 is better than nothing. So I'll open this, and then I'll go and I'll do the same procedure. I'll do one tap, one faucet at a time. I'll start in the kitchen and basically just do the cold. Yeah, so I'm confident there's nothing else coming out there. Hot. And there's nothing else coming out there. Let me just go double check the pressure. If the pressure is still high, then I'll just go to the other faucets and repeat that same step. And we're pretty much done, other than adding some antifreeze into any of the drains. Oh yeah, so I'm sitting at 50 psi. That's plenty of pressure. So I think Ben, I think he might have fixed the joint, because I think I had a looser connection, and that's why I was losing pressure last year when I was doing this. Maybe it's the same step. All I had to do was shut it off, get more pressure, and then repeat. But this time, I don't have to do that. Anyway, let's do the cold here. and the hot, sorry. Oh, what a mess. Anyway, I'll clean that, not too hard. And then we'll do this one, cold. A little bit of water left there. And that happens because there's a bit of a longer connection here, and there's like a little spot under the cottage where that can pool just a little bit of water. Anyway, hot. Not bad. And the toilet, let me get a little bit of that through too. Just getting the air through there. That looks good. And I'll go, there's just the one spot under the cottage. I won't show that. Basically, it's just going to be the same as this. Anyway, that's it. That's what it takes. So stay tuned. I'll give you some closing remarks about how this all works. Stay tuned. Alrighty then. Cheers. Miller Lite. Oh, thank you for sponsoring me, Miller Lite. You just don't know it yet, but it's in the future. I can tell. I just think it all started after graduation in grade 12. So a bunch of us, some of our friends went to PEI because the drinking age was 18. But we had a bunch of buddies. We went to Boston, watched the Red Sox game, and I still remember being in the stands at Fenway Park and starting to chant, "Tastes great, less filling. Tastes great, less filling. Miller Lite." Ha! Anyway, that was a fun trip, and I know if you're watching it right now that remember that trip.
Taste great! For great taste, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
Anyway, it's always a sad day to winterize the cottage, but I'm still going to be coming out all winter. I just need to bring enough water to flush the toilet, and to boil water to do the dishes and to drink. And with the new insulated skirting, I'm going to be able to come here all winter long. It's already proven to be quite something. Like these nights, these like -3, -4 nights, it's been 40, 50, 47 degrees in the crawl space and just above 50 degrees in the cottage. So, but I'm able to put my heater on and I can get it up to 60 degrees remotely. So now, obviously, I think that's going to change as it gets colder and colder, but I think the ground, the air, like the warmth from the ground is going to keep the crawl space above freezing, and that'll kind of radiate up into the cottage, and then I'll lose some through the windows. But I think I'm going to be able to keep it very comfortable here, like so maybe 5 Celsius, like 45 degrees Fahrenheit all winter long, just by turning the heater on for an hour, and then I can turn it on before I come up, and it'll be really comfortable. I won't have to light a fire and wait 2 hours before it's comfortable in there. So anyway, I'm pretty excited. Nice to get the winterization done. Hate to do it. Really looking forward to next steps at the cottage. I think the next steps are obvious. I need to upgrade the electrical panel, and then I need to put in a well. I think that'll be amazing. But little steps. So we'll see how the winter goes with the new insulated skirting, and hopefully this was informative. I obviously, my neighbors have helped me with how this cottage stuff works over the years, from Bob down the road to Ron, who was my plumbing neighbor, who was a handyman as well, and showed me a bunch of stuff. And also my first year, Bob Layton, who was 2 cottages down with it, but they had sold. Actually, they sold to Brian and Joy, I believe they got them from them. Anyway, Bob Layton, man, what a guy. He came over. I remember that first time I had this piston pump, and the thing was amazing. And he came over and showed me how it worked. I couldn't believe how easy it was to use it. Literally like 1 liter of water, and it went, it just sucked right up. None of this like jet pump where you have to fill the whole hose with water. And no, this thing was amazing. Anyway, that's it for this week. Hopefully it comes together well. I think the steps, you know, they're fairly self-explanatory. I make the same mistake every year. I always think when I undo the hot water drain that it's going to start draining out, but it always gurgles, and it finds the lower path, which happens to be where the hose is near the pump. And that happens every year, but I keep forgetting. Anyway, I just had to let that drain a little bit, and then I was able to hook my compressor up and just blow these lines out nice. So they're good for the winter. Anyway, that's it for now. See ya. Alrighty then, time for the World Series. All right, let's go Jays. Go Jays, go! At the cottage. Gonna sit out here and watch the game for a little bit. Then I'll go in and see how it goes. Let's go Jays. See ya. Thanks for watching. See ya.